Good evening and welcome to On the Rise. Yeah, we're back. David, it's been what, 3 weeks, man?
Quite some time.
Good seeing you, brother.
Good seeing you, bro. How you doing?
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you since the last show.
Yeah, we've been busy, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of good things. We're going to be talking a lot about that tonight. Nice big card coming up here September 18th that you got going. You and Gerardo and Armando have been hard at work trying to get this thing together. So hopefully it goes off without a hitch, and I think it will.
It's going to blow the hinges off.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know that we had, the last fight card. We never really completely finished recapping that one, but we congratulate all the winners. We're not going to sit and ramble through all the names, but a lot of these guys we will see again here coming up on the September 18th card.
Right.
A lot of the victors will be fighting one another. You got a tournament coming up as well. Three tournaments coming up.
Yes.
But on this particular card, you got the one tournament coming up.
No, we actually have 3 tournaments on this card. There's going to be 2 125ers and 2 145ers, and then the next card's going to have the other 2, and that's going to be the preliminary, the start of the tournament for each of them.
Okay, all right.
And then we're having all 4 155ers on this, all 4 matchups. So 8 guys are going to be on this card.
Okay.
So the full 155ers will be on this card, and then there's 2 staggered cards for October and this as well.
Gotcha. Okay. So chock full of fights is really what it comes down to.
Plus 2 title fights as well.
Yeah. So there's a couple things going on.
A lot of other stuff too. A lot of good matchups as well. Solid kickboxing matchups. We got everything going on.
Yeah. So, to obviously intro, if you guys haven't seen us in a while now, again, I'm your host, Mike Feinberg. With me as always, David Shore. We got Armando Gonzalez and Gerardo Ramos here in the background, working it, making everything work out. We got a couple of guests for you tonight, part of the aforementioned tournaments. Right. Before we really get into the show, though, I do want to make a comment about the fact that, Haiti just suffered a 7.2 magnitude earthquake. Hundreds of people have passed away, and I know many, many more are missing. And right now behind it, Tropical Storm Grace is coming through. So, our hearts go out to all the families that may have lost somebody or been injured in this devastating storm. Hopefully, things start to improve there sooner versus later. Right in the thick of hurricane season, man. I mean, this is just going to keep happening. So, something we don't need, not news we really want to hear.
Right.
So again, we here at RIZE, our hearts go out to you guys. That having been said, we're going to move on to the fight card itself. We said 18 fights, I think, right now is pretty much what's scheduled and slated.
Right.
Okay. That's really something, man. Yeah. We know obviously it's not always going to last that way. It doesn't always work out perfectly, but with 18 fights in the card, we have to hope 12 or 13 stick, if not more.
I'd say 15 to 16 for sure, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're right there. We're going to have a chock full of card. It's going to be our busiest card yet, if that holds true.
Right.
Yep. So definitely something you want to come out and see. Again, we'll be at Extreme Action Park once again in Fort Lauderdale. You want to come back out. You haven't seen the last couple events out there. It's another big event coming up. This one bigger than the last. And again, a lot of the victors, a lot of the winners are fighting one another. We got 2 title fights on the line. You said 3 tournaments at the beginning.
Correct.
We got some of the best. We actually have the best rated #1 amateur lightweight, according to Tapology here in the state of Florida.
Correct.
Who's going to be fighting on our card as well. Is going to be taking on Ronnie Levine,
right.
Who's obviously proven himself quite a bit here under the RIZE umbrella. So curious to see how that fight's going to go, but that one's kind of circled on, I think, a lot of people's schedules as one to watch. Beyond that, if you've seen this right here on the table in front of me, we've got our new sponsor. It's Pharmacare, or Pharmacana rather. And for all your CBD needs, feel free to contact Pharmacana by going to pharmacana.us. Moving on from there, look, we got a couple of guests. We don't want to keep them waiting too long. Before we get to those guys, we are going to go jump to our app commercial real quick. You'll see our sponsor ad, you'll see our app, and you'll know a little bit more about what we're doing. We'll be right back, guys.
Are excited and ready for the second bout of RIZE.
All right, and welcome back once again. As you can see right here, we've got our display for Pharmacana, our new sponsor I just mentioned right before the break. Again, Pharmacana, for all your CBD needs, you can go to pharmacana.us. and you'll be seeing a lot more promo spots from Pharmacana, our new sponsor. Now, we got our guests backstage. You know, they've been yapping it up basically back there with one another, so we're going to bring them on here in just a second. We might catch them mid-conversation already with something else we're talking about, but we're going to bring them on, talk to them. And David, tell us first of all about these two guys that are coming on.
We got Tim and Jack, both for their debuts. Both are trained at UFC gyms. Both are really intense, you know, cool guys, and they're definitely dedicated. They're speaking both earlier about becoming the best and going to the next biggest promotions in the future. So they both have that aspiration, and there's only one way to decide who's going to you know, achieve their goals. Is they're going to settle it in the ring, you know. So I'm excited to hear from them.
All right, great to hear it. Let's bring these two guys in without further ado. Guys, can you hear us? Tim, Jack?
Hey, give me a run.
I like that, bro. That's
I'm
what's
open.
up. Beat me, baby. Beat me, baby. Beat me.
You got to keep that mentality, don't we?
Yeah.
Tournament. So there's going to be it's an 8-man tournament. We're having one for 155. We're having it this September 18th, the semi-finals on October 16th, and then the finals in December with our pro card. All three of the cards going to be, all three of the 155, 125, and 145 will be on our pro card in December. So it's gonna be awesome. You know, there's no true way to find out who's the best in the tournament than you know, a bracket, in my opinion.
Right.
That's the best way to see who is the best, and they're representing each of their gyms. So it's gonna be neat to see which gym wins and which fighter representing that gym, you know, shows everything that they got and
right.
you know, puts on a performance. We're looking for guys that aren't too experienced, so that way it has more of their highlight to shine, and that's what we're trying to achieve here, is just to give the gym and the fighters the exposure that they deserve for all their hard work.
Right.
You know.
No, it's the best way to go about it, and as you said, you know, nothing better than an elimination bout, right?
Right, exactly.
You got to do it that way. Look, college football's been fighting for this stuff for a long time. They're trying to expand out their playoff system.
Right.
So this is a playoff of sorts, you know,
Yes.
as far as amateur MMA is concerned, and it's a great way to go. You know, we'll see what these guys can do, and of course, you know, the guys that aren't successful, it's great to see the guys square off against one another,
right.
to see who kind of comes back around the second time around.
Right.
So just like an Olympic situation.
Yeah, and then we keep continuing it, and then hopefully in the future do advanced versions of people that are more experienced. And these guys, after 3, you know, from debuts to 3 fights to 5 fights or whatever, they could be on the next tier of the tournaments. You know.
Right.
So, like I said, that's the best way, in my opinion, to, just like you mentioned, to see who is great, is to win these kind of brackets.
Right, and you said, so the 155 is going to be an 8-man tournament.
Correct.
And all 8 of those fighters will be fighting on the September 18th card.
Yes.
So 4 fights that we'll be seeing in that tournament.
And the 145ers is another 8-man tournament, but like I said, we're going to have 2 matchups in September, 2 matchups in October, and then the semifinals will happen in November. Also the same thing with the 125ers. The you know, 2 on this card coming up, 2 on the next card, and semifinals in November.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we've got quite a bit of tournaments going on. So that's great. Starting with the 155 tournament. Looking forward to that for sure. And I think we've got our audio situation fixed right now. So we'll see if these guys can now hear us.
Hey, can you guys hear us?
Tim, Jack.
Damn, son.
I'm serious. You would be like, wow. You ever come down this way? You ever?
No, we can hear them, but they can't hear us at this moment. So we'll keep working on that. We'll keep talking about the tournament in the meantime.
I'm glad that these guys aren't next to each other, because it's already looking rowdy from the video. I can't see what they're saying, but you know, I can hear them.
Yeah, I can't tell if they're the best of friends at this point, or they're just you know, the prelude to getting it going.
Hey, can you guys hear me? Awesome. All right, so
yeah.
we're gonna introduce you guys.
All right, perfect. All right, glad we got you guys on there. So we got Tim and we got Jack with us. How you guys doing?
We're
Doing good, thank you.
Good.
All right, so I guess one at a time. Tim, we'll start with you. Tell us a little about, where you are and what gym you train at.
Well, my name is Tim. I'm in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I train at the UFC gym on Oakland Park in my city. I train with Coach Gina Young. It's great training. It's great. I love the gym. I love his team. And, just going to be a great experience coming on with you guys.
All right. Tell me the experience that you have now. How long have you been fighting?
I've been in martial arts. I've been in things like martial arts, like boxing, kickboxing, and Muay Thai. Off and on, maybe like 5-6 years of training. Never really no real fight. Just training, practicing techniques, and going over routines. I've been at the UFC gym though for like a year and a half, and there has been sparring and it's been moving up in stages. So, I'm just ready to take it to the next level.
Gotcha. Jack, same question for you. Where are you right now? What gym do you train at?
I'm Jack Willoughby. I train at a UFC Lone Tree right now. So out in Colorado, it's right outside of Denver. I'm out there training with people like Leo Pla. He's a bare knuckle fighter. He's had a title in Argentina. So I spar with him almost every weekend out there. It's people like, who else we got? Brian. So we got a lot of fighters that we have out there that are actually already, they've had like 8 amateur fights. We have pros in there and everything. So I'm just trying to catch up, train as hard as I can. So I'm in there fighting with them. I've been there for probably about 2.5, 3 years now training.
You guys got some experience behind yourselves, obviously, with the training. So
yes, sir.
You're finally ready to get
it's cool that we're both fighting out of UFC gyms too.
Yeah, it's cool that we're both representing different versions of UFC gym.
Yeah, representatives, man. I'm coming with it.
Yeah, I plan on coming with it too. I hope this guy give me a good run. I hope he got some good energy and some good blows in him, because I don't plan on holding back in this fight, baby. I'm one of the best. I'm one of the best fighters coming out of South Florida right now. I'm one of the best coming out of South Florida.
We'll see about that.
I come to prove it. I come to put everything to the test. I come to prove it, baby. 155.
That same energy, baby. That same energy.
155, baby. It's me all day. I'm the champ. Yep.
That's what's up. So you guys are excited for this tournament?
Oh, we very excited.
I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. Yeah. I already told our boy Tim here, he can knock me out. If he does, I'll wake up and buy him a beer that night. Let's go, baby.
Let's do it.
You have to earn that cold one, though.
you guys are both consistently training? You guys are staying busy?
Yes.
Running every day, bag work every day, at least an hour of bag work a day. I'm training on everything from tire flips. I've got sledgehammers out here on tractor tires while I'm in Kentucky visiting right now. Back in Colorado Friday, fly back out, training 4 weeks, fight camp out there every single day, sparring.
What about you, Tim? Everything's going good?
Yeah, everything's going good. I'm staying focused. I'm training also. I'm getting my mind mentally focused for this fight. I'm going over my skills, some of the techniques and things that I learned from past experience in my training and different techniques and styles. And I plan on utilizing skills and techniques in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, I like how you guys are both from UFC gyms. So you got Tim representing UFC of Florida and Jack UFC of Colorado. So it's like a clash of the Titans to see what happens.
That's indeed.
Oh, yeah. Look, check it, baby. Check it. Represent.
Represent it. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
You got any questions, Mike?
Yeah, I just obviously we went through a little bit of experience, and that's great. I know you guys were kind of yakking it up back there backstage before we brought you guys on. Just kind of curious what the conversation was.
Just talking about our lives, our growing up, our come ups, basically how we've had to live. He knows the ins and outs of training. So I learned to scrap in school, man. I was getting suspended every year. My parents had to deal with that growing up. The military changed me, so I'm a better man now. I'm a little calmed down. I used to be a wild one. I've been to like 14 different schools, so I learned to scrap because you were the new kid. Everybody wanted to see what you was about.
Nice.
Amen.
So Tim, what was most of that conversation? What did you take away from the conversation you had with Jack back then?
I mostly back up what he said. We talked about our life experience and everything like that. what made us the man we are. But the main thing that he left out that we didn't talk, that he didn't mention is we both talked about no holding back in this fight.
Oh yeah,
baby.
there won't be.
No
There won't
holding
be, man.
back.
I'll meet you in the center.
I'll
Hey,
see you in the
as soon as
center
that
of the
ref
ring,
says go,
and I'll meet
be
you
there, dude.
and
Let's
may
go.
the best Titan win. That's all there is.
I love that energy, dude. I love that fucking energy. Let's go.
Let's go. That's all it is. May the best Titan
Get me
win,
excited,
baby.
man.
Ah.
Dude, I'm fucking pumped.
Hell
Bleed
yeah.
for this shit.
So you guys got any last words for your opponent before you guys head out? And also, we're gonna let you give a shout out to your sponsors.
Hey, my only thing, I've had like 5 people back out, pull out, injuries. Stay safe, man. God bless you. Get you to that point. Let's make that weight, and then let's get that damage.
Did he say back out? Back out.
He said wear a seatbelt.
This man gave a safety warning.
Did he say you take a safety warning?
Be safe.
Really?
Yeah. Hey, I want to be the one hurting you. I don't want you getting injured in no little camp. Let's go.
I like that. No excuses.
Ah.
No excuses.
No excuses,
I'll
baby.
see you in the
I'll
ring,
be there,
my
man.
boy.
That's what's up. And what about you, Sam? You got anything else you want to say?
No, I say just no excuses. I'll see my man in the ring and may the best Titan win.
For sure.
I fucking love this. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Bring it all, man. Bring it all.
So you guys want to give any shout outs? We'll start with you, Jack.
Shit. Shout out to anybody who's helped me out. I have people sharing posts, everything, looking out for people, getting me connections that I need, man. Anybody out there that believes in me, they know who they are. I'll share this video as soon as y'all put it up. My believers know who they are, and there's haters in every gym, man. I've got people wanting to snuff me out every day. I've had the concussions, the dislocations. Ain't nobody stopping me. I'm fucking coming for it all.
Amen. Young grasshopper.
Tim, you want to give any give more shout outs?
So I would like to give a shout out to my girl, my wife, Alicia Lee Riley. I want to give a shout out to all my friends and families that's going to be supporting me out here in this battle. GB, baby, coming out the hood, y'all. Knocking shit out.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Hey, one more thing. Glory be to God. No matter what happens, it's all to Him.
Always.
Right? Amen right there.
Amen.
Gotta say
God
that.
is the glory.
Let's get this.
All right. Tim, Jack, we appreciate your time. Great to meet you. Looking
Yes,
forward
sir.
to seeing you guys soon. It's around the corner, guys. Be ready.
We
September
ready.
18th is just
Oh
around
yeah,
the corner.
buddy.
Woo!
All right.
Tim, I'll see you at weigh-ins, buddy. I'll see you at weigh-ins. Let's get this
family.
shit.
It's always love, man.
All love. Let's go.
Trust.
Hell yeah.
All right,
All right.
family.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great night, guys. Take
You
care.
too.
Jason the audio. Oh! Are excited and ready for the second bout of RIZE.
Back.
Yeah.
Get to know a couple of the fighters. They're going to be fighting that tournament at 155 that David was speaking about earlier on. Remember, 8 fighters at 155 will be fighting in a tournament on Saturday, September 18th in 4 different fights, an elimination series bout. One of those gentlemen will be moving on. One of them will not be moving on in the tournament.
I mean, I can see Jack and Tim, with their own little TV show too, talking trash and rooting for different opponents on a UFC, on a UFC podcast or something like that. These dudes' energy is wild, and they're all excited. And I think so. These guys train, for quite some time, years and years, professionally training with or it's amateur, but having professional training like UFC gyms, and then obviously their other past experiences. So it's going to be really exciting to see. These guys matched up, and you can just feel the energy. Like you said, my hands are a little sweaty. I'm ready to see someone throw down right now. So I'm excited. It's gonna be a good matchup. And like you said, that's one of 18 bangers that we got for this card.
Yes, yeah, a big stack fight card, guys, once again to mention that. But, as far as Tim and Jack, we wish them both the best of luck. We look forward to seeing those guys here on September 18th. And, these are a couple of guys that you found, David. Out of all these fighters that have been contacting you, all wanting to jump on a RIZE card, I know there's been quite a bit of fighters that you've already got this card stacked, you've already got the next card going, and then probably cards beyond that as well where you've already got some filled.
We're working on it, but like you said, it's just really exciting to see UFC gym versus UFC gym, Florida UFC versus Colorado UFC. There's so much to be said just in that one matchup, and that's just one part of the tournament. And there's going to be 3 other matchups for a 155 title of a tournament.
Yeah.
And then also we have title fights going on, and 2 other tournaments as well. All these guys are trying to be the best, and they're going to show who's the best on September 18th.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the 2 title fights. So we do have a couple on the line. Gus Mena just won a championship belt on our last card out. He's going to be defending that belt right away.
Jacob Scott.
Jacob Scott's going to be his opponent. I know Jacob was trying to get in to actually fight for that belt last time out. Didn't get the opportunity to do that, but he's getting the opportunity now, and he's going to be taking on Gus.
Yeah, he's no games. I see Jacob's call himself Showtime, but I think I would call him Jacob No Game Scott, because he's just super serious every time I speak to him, and he's just training and working, dedicated, super hardcore. And you got Gus Mena obviously came in and showed his dominance last performance, so you got both of those guys. It's gonna be awesome.
Right. And let's talk about the other title fight that's going on.
Yeah, we got Jose and we got Ronnie Levine. Like you said, Jose's #1 in the on Tapology for Florida.
Yep.
So that's gonna be awesome. And Ronnie really hasn't showed any kind of slowing down in any of these matchups. I would call him first round Ronnie, because I think majority of his matchups are first round finishes. So
right.
It'd be nice to see him actually have some serious contender that can put him through some rounds and make him work. And obviously Jose is that kind of guy coming from Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah, we're looking forward to obviously seeing that fight. Like I said, that's one I have circled there on my list of one I definitely want to see. It's a big step up for Ronnie.
Right.
See what he's capable of doing. Of course, the #1 fighter out there. He's just got to continue to build his resume as well. So, look, between those guys, whoever steps out with the victory on that one, that's going to be a great accomplishment.
That's the thing, that we're not trying to do like nightclub promotions. We're trying to do venues. We're not trying to do little stuff. We're trying to make great events and put on great shows. And that's our goal. And then we want to show that if you're the best, you're going to fight with us on RIZE.
Right. Okay. And again, we talked about some of the winners from last time out. They're going to be fighting on this card. So we want to talk about them a little bit, maybe the matchups that they got going. So let's talk about some of those guys. You got LJ Wilson coming back again, right?
Yeah. But for myself, I think it's always best to leave a little of an unknown to the next episode. I don't want to blow our spot up and have every single promotion hounding all our potential fighters. So I don't want to put any heat on these guys. Because that's all we got to do is put some kind of announcement out, and then bam, we have 1,000 people running. But yeah, we have Eric Lopez, who fought at 155 kickboxing last match, and now he's going to be doing his first MMA debut, and he's going to be part of the 145 tournament. Lucas Rosa is also another contender. I believe he's fighting Israel Hernandez. I think didn't he fight him in kickboxing? Lucas won, so it's more of like a grudge match.
Okay.
And it's also part of the tournament, which is really exciting, and obviously American Combat Gym is part of Lucas Rosa.
Okay.
So you got LJ from there, you got Lucas Rosa in another division. We have a lot of solid matchups that's going to transpire.
Okay. Yeah, looking forward to those guys coming back from that gym. They never disappoint.
Yeah.
And then just generally, as I said, I'm excited to see that the winners are coming back. Not only the winners of the last fight, but those guys were fighting on that card because they had won the previous cards. So we're taking the best of the best as they continue to move forward.
Right.
And we're just showing you the best fighters that are out there right now with more experience each time.
My goal is to keep everyone busy month to month, and have these guys rack up these fights, so that way they are able to go on to the next level and go to like I said, Bellator or whatever kind of promotion that wants to take them. And that's our goal with amateurs, is to make sure that they have enough exposure with our show and our other they're the highlight. The gyms,
right.
The fighters, they're the highlights, and we're just trying to exploit that.
As we made mention before, we're back at Extreme Action Park once again in Fort Lauderdale for September 18th. Beyond that, we have an October card that we're already working on. So as you probably have heard this now, we're trying to push this as we've been trying to do every month. A fight card every month. That's been our goal. That's been our promise of what we've been trying to do. And we got a little closer and closer and closer until, we're finally there.
Right.
So, we had one last month. Obviously, this month's kind of takeoff month while we put everything else together. We got September, we got October working. And I know as soon as September's over, we'll be working on November, and everything's just going to kind of fall into place. So,
right.
Barring all the obviously restrictions and rules that are going on around here in the world, we're going to do our best to make sure we do provide that content each and every month.
Well, I got some news recently that on September 18th, there's going to be some scouts from these really high-up promotions, one of the top 2 promotions to look at these guys. And, obviously we have these title fights and we have these debuters, but everyone's there for the show, and once a scout has a seat, they're all going to be part of the performance and enjoying and keeping their eyes on people,
Right.
I mean, you look at Aaron Pico, he was being watched since like 16 years old. He's Olympic, I think it was Olympic wrestling, but striking, amazing boxer. These guys always had eyes on them, so they're always looking out and they're trying to find out the best talent. And obviously they're coming to our shows, so hopefully they pick up some guys and put them on a path for success.
And if you haven't come out to the last couple of events at Extreme Action Park, it's a great venue. We've had a lot of success with it. There's a lot of space. We're planning on selling even more seats and having more capacity available to us this time around. We're looking at the upwards of 500, 600 people probably coming out in attendance. And of course, we have the app, RIZE FC. I know I haven't said that in a few weeks. I got to say it, right? RIZE FC right here, guys. You want to jump on that, you can go to the app, whether it's Apple or Android. You can get that, download the app. That's the only way you can purchase tickets. But you'll be able to see a lot of things. There'll be some information on some of these fighters, some previous fights from these fighters. If you yourself want to apply to be a fighter with RIZE, you can do so there on the app. You can also do so through David's social media. And Dave, if you want to give him that handle again on the Facebook page.
It's a group, RIZE Fighting, for MMA and Pro. We are going to be doing Pro in December, so that'll be there. So you guys can start reaching out to me. We already reached out to a few fighters, and we also have, we have everyone lining up. Honestly, I got a bunch of hits today and people reaching out to be on the future card. So
yeah. So again, a lot of content right there on the app. RIZE X, we've unveiled RIZE X a couple of months back. That'll be there available to you. It's going to get bigger and better each and every time that you tune in and watch. We got a $4.99 monthly fee on that RIZE X app. And now that we're going to have content each and every month, it obviously is worth paying that $5.
We have so much content. I got people complaining saying, oh, my fight poster just showed up. Where's my fight on the app? And it's like, Rome wasn't built in a day, and we got so much information and so much work that we're going behind it that we're consistently working and working. So it's turned into an amazing thing.
Yeah, and we got those first couple of fights on the card are going to be free. You'll be able to see it, get a little preview of what's to come. Beyond that, you jump over to the RIZE X portion of the RIZE X RIZE X app, and then you go ahead and click on that, pay that $4.99 if you hadn't done so already. You'll be able to watch the rest of the fights. Again, right now we've got a slated 18 fights on the roster, so we're hoping that most of those fights will stick. But nothing better than coming out in person and watching it live. So again, you can jump on the app, purchase those tickets, come on out. We will have some seats available. Look, probably right up until a couple days before the fight, we'll most likely have a lot of seats available, whether it be a VIP table, a premium seat, or a general admission ticket for you as well. But you do want to jump on that and get it done fast, because if you wait until the week of the fight, it's going to be hard-pressed to find some of those options.
For sure.
Yeah. So, that's what we have for you as far as that fight card coming up on September 18th. What I want to do is just jump over again to, our promoter, you want me to pick it up? All right. So, Pharmacana, that's our new sponsor right here, and there's great products right here on the table that you could probably see through the camera. And we want to go ahead and just thank them for their support and their sponsorship.
Yeah, I love gummies, honestly. It feels like you're a kid again with the Flintstone gummies, So I always, honestly, it chills you out. It takes the edge off, and, I like doing it at work. Yeah, hopefully not I think I'm allowed to eat this at work, am I? Yeah. Then we get some rub, apparently. For like pain, right? Pain. Yeah. Neat. For sure. I'm going to try this out this week after I get done some crazy workouts, and I'll let you know how that goes.
You work on that and you let us know how it goes.
I will. Right. And a tincture for sure.
Yeah, all right. So lots of little goodies that Pharmacana can supply to you. Just check them out at pharmacana.us, is it? I believe. And you'll check it out and see what they got to offer you. You'll be hearing a lot more about this sponsor because, of course, now that we've connected with them, you'll see them at the show. We'll probably have some good things coming to you as well. And you'll see them every time. We'll talk about them each and every week. We are trying to get back into the weekly show again. You know, we've been off for a few weeks, trying to work through some things. I know the last show that we were on, I ran out of here kind of halfway through. I had a couple people ask me what the hell happened. Right. It was nothing big. Don't worry about it. It was just a simple little thing. You know, it was just a timing schedule thing, and which has been for the last few weeks with all of us, that we've kind of had to just make sure that we've gotten back on our schedule. Everybody's been a little bit busy doing some things. And one other thing, you know, that I want to mention, because we saw a lot of the comments that came through after the last event. You know, I'm not Armando. You guys realize I'm not Armando, right? You know, my name is Mike. So, you know, if you're going to insult me, make sure that you do it right. But Armando's another guy. He's standing over here. He's just off to my right. You probably saw his hand over here on the table a second ago. Armando's Armando. I'm Mike. Don't get that fucked up, right? So moving on from there, hey, that's going to be the fight card coming up, as I mentioned. Look, what we like to do, we hadn't done for quite a while, is we want to kind of jump into other things that are going on around the world as far as the fight world. Yeah. So let's talk about UFC, man, because a lot's been happening. I'm sure the last time we spoke, right?
Oh yeah, but like I said, we'll just jump right into boxing. I can't wait for this Tyson or the Woodley versus Jake Paul fight. I just watched, like I said, I watched a promo last night. I'm hyped up. I can't wait to see that. I think that Woodley's gonna put some tension on him. You know, that guy's super in shape. You know, yeah. And hopefully he's less rapping and more focused on boxing, and it'd be an awesome event.
I hope it happens that way. You know, I hope that we gets Jake Paul out of there. We can stop hearing about the Paul brothers. You know, my personal opinion, because it's enough already.
I think it might set Paul. Logan beat Mayweather, and if
he beat Mayweather.
If Jake beats Woodley, I think these guys gonna go up there. Yeah,
well, neither one of these guys can actually beat a boxer, but so they can dream. But as long as they're entertaining everybody, that's all it really comes down to.
Yeah.
With that having been said, it's just funny you bring up that fight because there's like 6,000 really good fights that are actually coming up, that aren't those fights. This weekend, you know who you got fighting. You probably don't because you've been paying attention to Jake Paul.
Is there anyone else?
So Manny Pacquiao, you probably heard of him. He was supposed to fight Errol Spence, and then Spence apparently had this eye injury, which, I don't know, his eye's been messed up for a while, so I don't really get what all of a sudden he had the surgery coming up. But it's fine. He's being replaced by a guy named Yordenis Ugas, which a lot of people don't know who he is. But he was a title contender. He's been a great fighter. He's been around everybody. He fought Sean Porter a couple of years back. A lot of people thought he beat Porter for his belt. Just didn't work out that way for him on the scorecards. But we'll see Manny Pacquiao back in action against Ugas this Saturday. It will not be just a step walk-through fight like that. Anything can happen that night. And it remains to be seen whether or not Pacquiao is going to continue fighting beyond that.
I'm not watching it.
No?
No. Ever since the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, I swear
you don't want to see a real boxer fight?
Never see that. No, you can't come out and say you had an arm injury the whole time and you wasted my money and time.
Oh, well, that was a bullshit fight to begin with. That wasn't a fight anybody should have watched.
Still, I'm disappointed in that. I'll never forget it. So.
But the only man to eight division champion in boxing history. He deserves some credibility. So if nothing else, we'll see him at 42 years old, continuing on fighting real good contenders. Would have been nice to see him fight Spence just to see what he could still do. Honestly, I think Spence would have, beat the crap out of him and probably put him into retirement. So the fact that he's not fighting Spence right now may mean that Manny can continue on fighting beyond this fight. But we'll see what Ugas can do. Maybe Ugas has something to say about that too. But beyond that, that's August 21st. That's this Saturday. Next Saturday is your fight that you're talking about, right? With Woodley and Paul.
Yeah.
And then September 11th, here's another fight that you love. Anderson Silva and Tito Ortiz are going to be fighting in boxing.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Anderson
Silva.
Silva.
Come to the show, Mike, so you can give me boxing.
There you go. I thought you heard that. Anderson Silva and Tito Ortiz, both UFC champions in their own right,
yeah.
They're going to be fighting one another in boxing. And it's going to be on the September 11th card, which is the Oscar De La Hoya versus Victor Belfort fight.
It's not a fair fight. Tito's over the hill.
Well, it's on the card.
He was just busy being mayor, He has responsibilities.
But it's a big fight card that night. I mean, you see Oscar
Yeah.
come back after all these years, too, and fight somebody like Victor Belfort, who I think holds a record
Vitor, yeah.
for more knockouts in UFC
Right.
history than anyone else.
But he's really good at kicking people, so we'll see how it goes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to keep those feet down,
Exactly.
right? So, but it's great to see a fight like that. You know, a friend of mine is actually training Vitor for that fight. So,
Wow.
you know, I have to choose sides, but that'll be tough to do. Beyond that, you know, September 25th, which is, you know, less than a month away, you got Anthony Joshua fighting and defending his 3 belts against Alexander Usyk, a fight that people have been waiting to see. It was supposed to be the fight that came after the other part of the heavyweight championship, but Tyson Fury couldn't get his fight with Joshua. So instead, Tyson Fury is going to be fighting that rubber match with Deontay Wilder, which was pushed back because of Tyson Fury's positive COVID test. So that's going to be October 9th. So we're going to have to see what happens between Joshua and Usyk before we see what happens with the trilogy rubber match of Wilder and Fury. But when it all settles by October 9th, we're going to know who the 2 champs are at that point in time, most likely match them up, and hopefully get a unification bout and have an undisputed heavyweight champ, which hasn't happened since, let's see, last time that happened was probably Evander Holyfield.
I'm more excited about football, I'm not going to lie. You know, Jake Paul and NFL's coming up, you know.
Well, it's NFL, yeah. NFL's coming around, right? Tim Tebow just got cut by the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I know. I'm sad, dude.
I don't know what's going to happen. I have a feeling somebody's going to pick him up, though.
I would, you know. God's on your side if Tebow's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just might as well, man. You know, you put fans in the stands just for having him there.
For sure.
So coming at tight end, he's got the right makeup and ability to do something like that.
He
and
couldn't block, I heard.
What's that?
I heard he missed a few blocks during the game.
I wouldn't be surprised. We're not going to say he's going to be the best tight end out there.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice because, you know, when you try to, you know, put it together, pencil together some little trick plays,
yeah.
he's great to have.
Yeah.
Man's got an arm.
Yeah.
So, you know, if he can run, he can throw it, he can catch. It's pretty much all you got to do, be able to throw himself in there as a, you know, an evasive player.
Did you watch that Dolphins preseason game?
No, I didn't.
Bro, Fields looked great on the Bears.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah.
You know, one day I just happened to see in the corner of my eye that football was on. I said, preseason game?
Yeah.
Because last I had heard a month ago, they weren't doing any preseason games. They were lengthening the season and cutting off all the preseason games. Apparently that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Right, there's still a 17-game season as far as I know. Right?
Yeah.
So they did expand it to 18 weeks, but for some reason preseason actually did come. So we'll see what happens. You know, with COVID positivity rates and things like that, we'll see how long the season lasts this year. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the world of fighting and football and, you know, I don't know what else, man. The Olympics were on. The U.S. took home more gold medals and more overall medals than any other country.
119 or something, right?
Very, very happy and proud of what they were able to do.
89 or something crazy.
Yeah. I mean, they came behind and they won all those medals at the end.
Yeah.
You know, because they weren't looking so good early on. You know, even the basketball team, our U.S. basketball team, that took that loss on the first game to France.
Right.
You know, who knows what was going to happen this year, but in a COVID Olympics, you know, for us to be able to turn it around and come back out ahead like that, you know, it's pretty satisfying.
Sure.
So that's the world of us. You know, that's our On the Rise, and it's been a while. As I said, we're happy to have been able to come back and see you guys once again, and you to see us. We're happy to have our guests Tim and Jack on the show tonight. Again, you will see them on the September 18th card. You know, be prepared to see that weigh-in on the 17th and the fight on the 18th. As I said, you can download the RIZE FC app. You can go right on there and see everything you need to know, buy some tickets. You can watch RIZE X on Fight Night and watch all of the fights. At this point, there are 18. And look forward to seeing you guys at the fights. Anything else to say, Dave, before we wrap it up?
I'm excited for September 18th.
I am too. I mean, we're finally ready and do expect to see our show again next week. We're trying to get back on a regular schedule. I can't tell you it's going to be on this day next week, but just keep watching out. We'll throw a couple of things at you to let you know we're coming back on. We'll give you some more information. We'll bring some more guests out as well.
Yeah.
All right, so on behalf of Armando Gonzalez, Gerardo Ramos, David Shore, I'm Mike Feinberg. Have a great night. Stay safe, everyone.